champion. You will be a champion.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I would like to introduce to you a legend in the Michaelhouse Music School. Rati was a Michaelhouse student from 2007 to 2011. He was a proud house prefect of West House. Rati received not only his honors, but also the Rob Matthews Award for Music during his time here. Rati was both the head of our very own Christian Fellowship Band and head boy of the Pietermaritzburg Midlands Youth Choir. He then went on to do jazz music at university in Cape Town. It is my pleasure to present to you Rati Mashego.
You know, when I think back of my time at Michaelhouse and my development as a musician at Michaelhouse, it's actually a very unique thing, you know, because growing up as a child, I mean, from like very young to grade 7, it was like clear in my house that I was somewhat talented in music, somewhat talented in singing and trying piano and all the different things that I tried. But, you know, the moment I got to Michaelhouse, it's like this thing that happens for some of us where the world just got a lot bigger. And more than the world just getting a lot bigger, people who are far more talented than me increased drastically. I mean, I know coming into grade 8, I was confronted with a human being, you know, Kopano, who truly did, in and of himself, elevate my understanding of music just through his passion, and all that I knew was possible with music. And then I mean, obviously the impact of Michaelhouse and the structures that were set up there. I remember coming in, and I don't know if it was the first year that Meneer Aubrey Fento was the music director, but I remember it was a big, because I got there in 2007, so it might have been his first year then. And I remember all throughout my journey, like there were influences, Musa, Sanda, AB, you know, there were people who were my seniors who, in their raw passion of the art, like really inspired me to really just do a lot more. I think more than that, there was also the accessibility to things like the Midlands Youth Choir. I mean, in my time, it was when they started phasing out the KZN Youth Choir, and so I only started developing as a singer, predominantly in the Midlands Youth Choir, and then subsequently in the Midlands Youth Choir under Mr. Silk. And you know, I think the biggest thing that I learned at Michaelhouse through youth choir and through marimba band specifically is that when the world gets bigger, and when people expose me to more and to a better way of doing music and loving music, like the world just becomes a more beautiful place, and it becomes like a more fun place. I mean, it was in those crucibles of choir, youth choir, and marimba band where we formed legitimate brotherhoods and friendships with people outside of our school, friendships that have lasted a decade, because I'm well out of school now. So it really was an incredible thing. And I think the last thing to touch on then is how well prepared or how alive to music I was, so much so to a point where I pursued a degree in jazz performance at the University of Cape Town, and completed that as well. But it was, again, this thing that I knew was possible because Michaelhouse showed me that it was possible to be excellent as a musician and to grow in whatever direction I wanted to as a musician. So I think to Michaelhouse Music I will always be extremely, extremely grateful. I mean, there are times where as a marimba band we would just jam after practice. We would just have like the most raucous fun, like just pure musical fun. There's something really magical about the arts when you get to just indulge in them with a bunch of friends, because that's what music does. I mean, it is a magic of its own in some sense. I remember those times very, very fondly. I remember evenings on a Saturday just walking to the chapel with a friend or two, and we would just play on the piano, and we would just sit and enjoy each other's company, sit and enjoy the music. I remember sitting in people's dorms, in people's rooms, and we would just like play music. My one roommate, every night in C Block, he would just play us music, like. And I remember it was a time where the culture was about your music collection, actually, as individuals, because it was before streaming. So it was like, okay, cool, what music do you have and how do you express yourself through that music? I mean, this is obviously pulling away from the pure music side of Michaelhouse music, but in the culture of the school itself, it was this thing of, okay, cool, how do you express yourself through the music you listen to and through the music you share? And it was a very, very beautiful thing. So I think embedded in the culture of Michaelhouse and in the culture of the boys was always this thing of music is a higher way of expression. And thankfully, because I got to express that a bit more through Michaelhouse music and through the platforms it gave me, yeah, I think I am all the wealthier for it. Thanks, Michaelhouse music.